Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite TV series, The 3%. It's a Brazilian dystopian thriller, and it is basically about two islands, and one island is for the elites or the 3%, and the other island is just a slum full of all the people that haven't tried to become 3% yet, all the people that failed and didn't become 3%. And it's a really cool sci fi show. And if you haven't heard of it, I know that you won't be disappointed. Um, One of the main characters, her name is Michelle, and her family was like born and raised in the slums. And around when she becomes like around 20 years old or so, and this goes for everybody, you have to go through something called the process. And the process is basically you're monitored heavily and you are presented with high stake tasks or tests where you could potentially die. And basically, if you pass all those tests, then you're allowed into the 3%, which is like the paradise island. And another main character, his name is Raphael. His family has never failed the process. And all of his like ancestors, they've all made it to the 3%. And his parents are waiting for him there, and he has life pretty good in the slums. He's got a butler, a bigger house. So, but for him, losing is not an option. So as they're going through the trials, you know, Michelle, she's honorable and true, and she passes, of course. But Raphael, he just assumed he wouldn't pass, and so he cheated, and it ended in him losing his legs and losing the process. And so he did not make it to the 3%. And for the small group of people, the 3%, that made it to the island, it was paradise. They had technology, they had fresh water, fresh food, clean clothes, their own homes. It was beautiful. However, there were a group of rebels, which includes Michelle, and they felt that it needed to be open to everybody. And the elites didn't want that. And so they rose up against that. And Michelle actually found her dead brother that supposedly died in the process. And he didn't want the island open to everybody. And so he killed Michelle and they blew it up. They just blew it up so nobody could have it at all. And I think this shows a lot, on sort of what could happen. So the reason there were only two islands to begin with is because we ruined the planet, and the elite people just wanted a special place just for themselves. And I feel like this is a good wake up call on why it's important to, fight for environmental causes, reduce fossil fuels, things like that. And yeah, it's definitely what our future could look like if we don't stand up for these causes. But thank you.